start out by saying that I'm not an expert in this field, so I apologize in advance if the video sucks or if there's other better ways to do this. But this is the best way I found, and uh, this took like 3 generations and 2 years of trial and error to actually figure out something that works good for um, my guys. So um, this is, I'll just start by showing you. So this is a Google Sheet for an individual employee. So his name's Jackson Vick, and you can see all the dates on the side. We have bi-weekly pay periods. So I'll just show you how they submit their hours. So each day they would click on a job name. So let's say StructTube, and today's date, let's say I worked 8 hours, like so, and click OK. So you're actually seeing my a mirror image of my phone, so my iPhone. So this is the Google Sheet app on your phone. So it's easy to, so it's free and easy to use. So everything else is locked, as you can see that this says view only. They can't edit anything but the job name and the hours. So let's just put 72 hours in so we can see an 80-hour timesheet here. So that's how they would input it. If you scroll all the way to the right, I also have an expense report for each employee. So if they do have write-offs, they can put it here. So let's say parking, $10, and then they also description of expense. So they would click on that and just say maybe the location that they parked, Scotia Place, or whatever. It's just an example. So, and that also corresponds with the job date. So there's actually 6 months preloaded, 6 months of timesheets preloaded in. So every 6 months I come in and I download this as a PDF and just save it, which is quite easy actually in Google Sheets. So capital estate 72 hours, StructTube 8 hours, and then this is the report where I had $10 of parking. So that's the app itself. So I wanted something user friendly and easy for the guys. Free was another thing. Easy for the guys to use on their cell phones to submit their hours. So that's that. I'm gonna open up my Google Sheets on my computer. So this is the same sheet that we're looking at on the cell phone, and you can see that it self-generates it itself, obviously, onto the desktop computer. So let's just go to the master editor. This is like the brain of all the employees' Google Sheets. So there's multiple. There's 60 employees, possible employees that I can have, and it all the sheets are taking the data from here. So this is the master editor. I could change the date. I can make it I could set it to a 1 year pay period. I could send it to a 4 month pay period. I could set it to 2 weeks. But I find that every 6 months saving the sheets is easy, and so just twice a year that someone actually needs to do some work, I guess. So the dates are here. There's also income brackets here for deductions, and CPP, EI is all calculated here. So currently we actually use a separate system to do our deductions. So I didn't want to confuse my employees, so I actually took off the deductions and whatnot and only show a gross amount. But if you scroll down here, this is one that I kept to just show for the video purposes, that I can calculate overtime, income tax, CPP, EI, and get a total deduction. So let's just type something in to see how it works. So 80 hours, let's say, let's put a job name. You can see no overtime, and this is the total deductions, and then that will be your total. Let's say you get 8 hours overtime. Overtime here is over 80, and that's what we pay our employees, so it calculates the overtime nice and easily. So, but right now I just have it set like this so that we don't confuse our employees. So that's the master editor. Oh, I guess the job names. So I decided I want full control to see how many hours I have on each job live. That's good for my, my site supervisors and my project managers to see how many hours really go into a job, especially when you have 40 employees, 20 employees, 10 employees, doesn't matter. It's nice to have. So this is where you actually input the job sites. I have it set to a max of 20 total, but that's more than enough for my 6-month pay period for my purposes. But I could change that to 20, 40, 60, 80, don't matter. I could change that. That's quite easy. So let's just go to the graphs tab here. We can see a live view of each job and how much we're paying out for our contractors or electricians. So 6,500 electricians at StructTube. We can scroll down and see it all together, which is really nice to see, right? So we can also scroll up here and see our individual. So this was the employee that we were looking at previously on the phone. So this would be his payout. So I had 72 hours there, and I had 8 hours there at StructTube. So it all is live, and it goes straight into this within a minute or even less. So that goes for the contractors, electricians, and I have 20 possible sheets out there for each. Okay, so this is obviously not seen by the employees. This is just for administration. So that's the graphs, and that was the input. Now I have a separate Google Sheet that we use to cut our checks. So I have contractors here, electrical, and HVAC in the tabs below. I have conditional formatting that the blacked out period. So it's just easier to see which pay period still needs to be paid out. So it's just conditional formatting, but you could change that if you wish. So we're in pay period 1. I just started this on January 3rd, so I don't have much data. That's why you only see very little payouts for the graphs, because I've only been doing it for a few days. So to cut checks, this makes it very easy, right? So you go to pay period 1 and you scroll all the way over, and you can see every employee that we have. I guess my internet connection is not doing so hot. Every employee that we have, and their total hours, their overtime, their gross pay, their deductions. I mean, these are expenses, but I can also do the deductions, include the deductions in this, so it's nice and easy to cut checks from. And I have the electrical and HVAC, obviously. So that's I wanted something very simple. It was free. It took some time to actually figure out how to do all this, and I'm far from an expert, but I built it out of necessity, and it works very well. So if there's anyone interested in it, just shoot me an email, okay? And I could set it up for you. I could make a video of how to set it up properly. It's very simple. You don't need script app or VBA if you're on Excel or whatever, and it's just simple and efficient. So just let me know. Thank you for watching my video.